So, hello everybody. Today we're gonna talk about why you should play Arena FPS games mostly over any type of games really that are on the market right now, you know. Cause so I'm gonna make various points on this topic, and the first one is that other games, especially MOBA games, MMOs, and even Battle Royale games, are actually a huge time sink. You know, it takes too much to find a game, takes too much to play a game. In League of Legends, there's a surrender, but in Dota 2, as an example, there is no surrender. So, you know, it's been pretty much 1 hour a game in Dota 2. And I have some authority on the matter because I got 8,000 hours on that game, so I know how it feels to play Dota 2. And what a huge time sink it is, since I've basically wasted all my teenage years on that game. But anyways, regrets aside, um, I mean, if you got a lot of free time in your end, you might wanna play them, but still, there is not a lot of action going on, you know. And this is my second point on why you should play Arena FPS games. Is as an example, you get into a PUBG game, right? You parachute, and that takes like 1 minute. Then you start looting, and that's 4 minutes more. Then you move. Maybe the area is isolated, and so you need to move somewhere else, and then that's when the fun part starts, right? Like the part where you're gonna hold the shift and W and move forward for like 10 minutes. I mean, I've played some PUBG. I got like 300 hours like 4 years ago, and yeah, these were the worst parts ever. Like really, you know, if they'll ever add like a bunny up that there's in Quake or Half-Life in PUBG type games, I might start playing them again. But as of right now, I don't see the point in playing them. They're just very boring and very slow, and well, it's a huge time sink, as I've already said. And also, you know, you're running down a field, you're trying to get to the safe zone or whatever, and what happens is that someone shoots you with a sniper rifle from a window, and you cannot even see them, and down you go, you're dead, and then you have to restart again. You know, that's very stupid. That's stupid and boring and frustrating. But yeah, I have to admit that, you know, once you get the victory, it really feels good, right? Because you really poured some sweat to get to that victory, yet to survive. But still, you know, you're only gonna get so many victories since I mean there is skill involved in those games, I guess, but you know you cannot apply it consistently because the maps are too big and some aspects are random and whatever. Um, so uh, the third point goes about how little you're actually playing the game. You know, this does not apply really to MOBA games, but it could, especially when it's late game and the respawns are very long. You know, they got a very long timer. You know, in Dota 2 they can get up to like 90 seconds when the game is like 55 minutes in or something. And yeah, like basically you spend time away from your keyboard, you're not even playing the game. The same applies to PUBG, like as an example, you die and your teammates stay alive. You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna masturbate the whole time, you know? Well, what are you gonna do? You just say sit there AFK and pretending to be playing while in reality you're really not. And that can last even 20 minutes or some shit like that. So, I don't find that fun at all. Um, 'Cause, I want to be playing, I boot up the game, like as an example, in Half-Life or even Quake 3 when it existed, or Unreal Tournament. I boot up the game, I join instantly a game, it takes like 10 seconds max, and I'm ready into action, I can bunny up, I can do whatever I want, kill people, have some fun, and the time spent away from the keyboard is very low, cause yeah, there is constant action, and you can go, you can actually proactively go and find the action, cause the movement is very fast, and yeah. You control the fun you have in these type of games, while in battle royale games or even MOBA, it's the mechanics controlling you pretty much. Also, I don't get why. Another point is that you need too much knowledge in games such as even PUBG, but this applies mostly to MOBA type games, because you got different heroes, different skills, different items, and all this stuff. And, it basically feels like a chore, like doing a schoolwork to study all the different abilities, characters, and stuff. Of course, young guys, like teenager guys, are gonna have the time to do that type of stuff, Well, adults, people in their 20s, I bet that's like very, that could be boring, could be tedious. You're gonna say, well, you know what, I quit 'cause I got no time for this. You say, oh, I don't like gaming because I don't have time for it. While in reality, like, you can play for 10 minutes and have your dose of fun, you know. I'm not even playing well. Don't mind the gameplay, cause I'm just talking. But I am having fun, even though I'm, talking and not even focusing. I enjoy my bunny hopping and stuff. Um, but instead, even people playing Counter-Strike, you know, round-based games, even Valorant. I've never played Valorant, so I don't know how much downtime there is in that type of game. There is a lot of waiting going on, find a match, warm up, then the round starts, and whenever you die, you have to wait. I mean, that's how it works. You know, it's fine if you're playing competitively, but, you know, if you're not, I think it gets boring, man. Gets boring. And there is actually even less time to improve your skills if you care about that sort of stuff. Because, you jump into a competitive, especially in PUBG, because at least there are deathmatch modes in CSGO. Like in PUBG, you just enter and you have to play Battle Royale, and that's it. I don't talk about Fortnite, because that game is a joke, obviously, so I don't even consider it a proper game. Um, so, also, I think the ArenaFPS are fun to play, like with a friend. If you have a friend, you can get him to play these type of games. Competing in a 1v1, it's just amazing. I think it's like one of the funniest and adrenalinic experience you can have. When I was younger, there were more people playing these type of games. Used to play Serious Sam HD as well, and yeah, it was a very competitive uh, and stimulating environment, pretty much. Because, you know, if the guy beats you, then you up onto that match server and you're like, oh, now I'm gonna train to beat this guy to hell, you know, to beat my friend even. And also, you know, I think the 1v1 game modes make you not rely on teammates. And this is another point, you know, how MOBA and even Battle Royale games are too teammate reliant. That's that could be a fun thing for some people, but for some other it can get very frustrating. Cause you know, I mean, if you've played a MOBA, you know what I'm talking about. And at least in Arena FPS games, you have to rely on your skills only. So if you're bad, you're bad. That's it. Buy a new pair of hands. Today my aim is shit. I need to buy a new pair of hands. And then, what else? Another good aspect about Arena FPS games is the fact that if you get good at one of these games, you know, your skills in other games is gonna skyrocket, I think. Because I already said there is plenty of action, but also there are different type of projectiles you need to master. You know, you have to track people, for example. I don't know, here in Half-Life with an SMG, but in Quake we all know the lightning gun as the um, tracking weapon of excellence, you know. Then you have to shoot projectiles, which are based on prediction. I mean, sure, even in Call of Duty or you know CS:GO, you have to shoot grenades. But like the amount of prediction you need to have while shooting rockets on a fast-moving target, like surpasses the prediction you need to have in like Call of Duty or even Counter-Strike. And then there are hit scan weapons, which you know most of most of FPS games nowadays are hit scan. Call of Duty, CS 1.6 is I mean CS in general are the king of hit scan weapons. I used to play Realm Royale and I liked it because it was entirely projectile based, at least when it came out, like the first release in 2018. And so you know I was already playing Quake and I knew how to predict enemy movements. And so you know your skills are gonna get insanely better. And you know if you wanna try to make it pro, you know, somewhat, I think that playing Arena FPS could be a great way to boost your skills up. Also, I mean, with playing Arena FPS, this is the last point, guys. There is the prestige attached to it, you know. You know, you can go around your town telling people, you know, some guy might ask, oh, do you go if you're a teen, because in your 20s that does not happen anymore. Some people ask you, yo man, do you have a PlayStation? And then of course you're gonna answer him, oh man, I got a computer, man. Well, what's that PlayStation? I don't even know what it is, nor I wanna touch it. And then he's gonna look at you weird and say, yo, this is another PC Master Race asshole. And then of course you're gonna smirk and smile once you know you perceive that uh, his thoughts aligned to your assumptions. And then you're gonna tell him what type of games do you play. Of course, you're gonna start by saying Quake, because you know the name is very. It sounds very haughty and you know it's very important sounding name. Play Quake, you know, very strong. It's for real, man. And then you tell him that Quake is for real, man. And then, you know, then I play Half-Life Deathmatch sometimes. It's a very fun game. And I play Unreal Tournament for but with bots because nobody plays it anymore. Get good, you piece of crap. Yeah, and then everyone is gonna think you're either a pro or a snobby a-hole, you know. So, for today, guys, this is it. I hope you enjoyed the points I made and the nice crossfire skyline, which we're gonna look at it right now, because it's always sunny on crossfire. Goodbye.